My mother-in-law told my 9-year-old, if you don't share, don't call me grandma. Grace was never a quiet child. She usually burst through the door full of stories and energy. But the night she came home from her grandparents' house, she walked in like a shadow. She avoided my eyes, went straight to her room, and barely spoke. I knew something was wrong. Later that night, I heard a strange sound, tape ripping. When I opened Grace's door, I froze. She was sitting on the floor, wrapping her MacBook like a birthday present. Not the box. The actual laptop. Through tears, she told me she was giving it to her cousin Lucas. That MacBook wasn't just a device. It was her dream. Grace loved making videos, editing them carefully like a tiny filmmaker. She had worked hard for it, and my husband had proudly gifted it to support her passion. When I gently asked why she was giving it away, she whispered the truth. Grandma Patricia told her it wasn't fair for her to have something so expensive when Lucas didn't. She said a good granddaughter shares. And if Grace refused, she shouldn't call her grandma anymore. No child invents that kind of guilt alone. Michael, my husband, heard everything. Instead of brushing it aside like he had done with his parents for years, he made a video call right then. Patricia and Grandpa George answered. When confronted, Patricia didn't deny it. She calmly said Grace needed to learn to share if she wanted to be part of the family. That was the moment Michael changed. He told them clearly that love is not a bargaining tool. You don't threaten a child's relationship to get what you want. You don't guilt a child into surrendering something important. Then he ended the call. Grace wasn't giving away her laptop. And we weren't attending Lucas's birthday party. That night, something bigger happened. Michael admitted he had been financially supporting his parents, his sister Kathleen, and even Lucas for years. Monthly transfers, phone bills, activity fees. He had convinced himself they needed help. But after what they did to Grace, he opened his banking app and canceled everything. The next morning, social media exploded. Kathleen posted emotional messages claiming Michael cut them off right before Lucas's birthday. She implied Grace refused to help her cousin. They painted us as cruel. Michael responded calmly with facts. He explained that Grace had been pressured and threatened. He stated clearly that financial support had stopped and that he had receipts. The tone online shifted immediately. Questions replaced sympathy. Silence followed. Weeks later, Patricia, George, and Kathleen showed up at our door with a store-bought cake. They claimed they wanted to move forward. Michael didn't accept the cake. He set boundaries instead. No more money. No unsupervised visits. No guilt. No manipulation. One more attempt to pressure Grace, and contact would end completely. They were shocked. Patricia said he had changed. He agreed. Life became lighter after that. Without the constant financial drain, we could breathe. Grace seemed happier, no longer carrying the invisible responsibility of pleasing adults. Michael was calmer too, no longer the family's bank. Patricia and George tested limits at first, but Michael held firm. Eventually, they adjusted. Visits are now supervised and structured. No private talks. No whispered guilt. Kathleen and Lucas adjusted too. It turned out they were never struggling to survive. They just enjoyed the comfort Michael provided. Our home is peaceful now. Grace still edits her videos on her MacBook. She smiles freely. And the word grandma is no longer something she has to earn by giving pieces of herself away. Boundaries didn't just protect our daughter. They freed us all.